The Mike Weatherford Show is proud to announce we are now officially powered by TEC. If their fiber optic internet service can handle everything we throw at it here in the studio, from videos to calls and live streams, you better believe they can handle your home or business too. If speed, stability, and service is important to you, you can count on TEC. Thanks, TEC. Now let's get to the show.
Recorded live in the studios of Brewer Street Mafia. This is a Red Dog Bread production.
And now, your number one rated show, The Mike Weatherford Show. Here's your host, Mike Weatherford.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Mike Weatherford Show. I'm your host, Mike Weatherford. Hey, this past weekend at the Breakers, we had I don't know if you'd call it a fundraiser. We had a celebration. We had fun. It was all about our friend, Junior Staggs. And I want to thank the Breakers, their crew, their waitresses, their cooks, their sound men. And I want to thank Rookie Edwards and Terry Hudson for what they did. The total ended up being, said and done, for Katie and Junior Staggs' family was $10,415. I want to thank you for showing up and showing out and helping this family that we all miss. So heartfelt to you. Thanks for what you did. I always knew I could count on y'all guys. That's why we are the volunteer county in the volunteer state. So want to share that with you and thank you for helping us out. It means a lot to the family, and they want to tell me thank you. And thank Rookie, thank Terry, and thank Breakers for what you do. Hey, we have got a great show. I call it part 2, circle back. I don't know. Hell, we can call it anything. But I've got Dr. Ken Berry. He was on the show here a couple, 3 weeks ago, and we talked. We kind of scratched the top. And I thought, what better way than get him back? And let's find out if he can fix my diet to where y'all viewers, my friends, my colleagues that love this heat from hell, maybe it's my diet. I'm willing to talk to Dr. Ken Berry and find out if he can make me eat the right things where I can handle his heat. Let's welcome the one and only Ken Berry. Welcome to the show, Ken.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Good to be back.
How you doing, brother?
If I was any better, I'd need a special permit.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So is the heat that bothers me so bad? Is it just because my body don't like it, or is it something I'm eating? Is there a medical condition, or is it just called hotter than hell?
It's just hotter than Hades right now. I was out bush hogging today and working on the farm and taking care of the sheep, and it was 96 today, like 90% humidity.
Yeah.
And the problem is the humidity. When it's that high, your sweat just sits there and laughs at you. It's like, what do you expect me to do? It's not like I can evaporate.
That's
anything.
right, boy. You know, you ever heard of corn sweat?
No, what's that?
Corn sweat is in the corn belt, which we got a lot of corn in Henry County. Corn sucks up the moisture out of the ground, pulls up to the plant, it evaporates, and that adds to our humidity. That's true.
So yet another thing corn is doing to harm our health.
Is it harming? I love corn.
I love it too, but
it don't digest.
No, that's right.
It goes in, it comes out the same.
There's a reason they call it evidence food. Yep, exactly.
Right, so corn is not good for you.
So every time you say something like that, you need to say compared to what?
Compared to a steak.
Yeah, so corn, everybody's seen corn in the pot. It's evidence food, right?
Yeah.
That's not evidence that your body's not working right, because I guarantee you nobody watching has ever seen a piece of steak.
No, sir.
In the toilet.
No.
You've never seen a piece of egg in the toilet. No, You've never seen a piece of hot dog, bologna, salami, pastrami. You've never seen any piece of meat or any animal-based food. You've never seen that in the toilet. You're
right.
Now, what does that tell us? That tells us something about the human digestive physiology.
It don't like vegetables.
And so if you're going to eat vegetables, in order to get the nutrition that is in there, and it is in there, but in many cases the vegetables don't want to share it with you. And so eating raw vegetables very often, even though it says full of iron and this and that, those things are locked up with oxalates and lectins and phytates and saponifins and other phytoestrogens and other
fancy words,
phytochemicals, which basically lock up those minerals or vitamins. And even though they're in there, you can't get them. So like if you ate a serving of spinach, if you look it up, it says, oh, it has this many milligrams of iron in it, right?
Right.
But what they don't tell you, and it's not because they're trying to trick you, it's because they don't know, is that the average human body only absorbs about 10% of the iron in spinach or iron in any food, because that's non-heme iron. It's not like heme iron that's in animal flesh.
Right.
And so your body it can't absorb nearly as much of it. And so you could eat a 2-ounce piece of steak and actually get more absorbable iron from that than eating a pound of spinach.
Wow.
See,
Well, what now the carnivore diet compared to the keto, for us dumb guys that doesn't understand, one's meat, one's not. Just which one? What do you say?
so the way to think about it is the amount of total carbohydrates that you're eating. So the average American eats anywhere from 250 grams of carbohydrates a day up to 400 grams of carbohydrates a day. That's way too many carbohydrates.
Explain what
so
carbohydrates
a carbohydrate it breaks down into sugar. Okay. Now
sugar is in lots of, other than just cane sugar. Sugar is in a lot of products.
Yes, and so corn is full of sugar.
Right.
Spinach is full of sugar. It has carbohydrates, and when your body breaks those carbohydrates down, it breaks it down into sugar. That's what carbohydrate means in the Latin. Okay, it's sugar. It's long chains of sugar holding hands. That's what carbohydrates are.
Gotcha.
Now, some carbohydrates, like insoluble fiber, you cannot digest. And that's why you see the corn and the peanuts in the pot, is because you literally cannot, you don't have the machinery in your body to break those down.
Wow. I know it's just evident. I mean, it's a gross thing to talk about, but corn goes in and comes out if you don't even look no different.
Exactly.
But what's keto diet?
So it's all about carbohydrates.
Gotcha.
So nobody, no human on planet Earth gets any benefit from eating more than 100 grams of carbohydrate a day. There's just no benefit, okay? And so if you eat under 100 grams of carbohydrates a day, we call that a low carbohydrate diet or a low carb diet.
Right.
You've heard of that.
I know exactly.
Okay. So if you think of carbohydrate intake as the knob on an old-fashioned stereo, if you want it to be loud, you turn it up. You want it to be soft, you turn it down.
That's right.
Carbohydrates, think of a knob. If you're eating just a regular standard American junk diet, you're eating 200, 300, 400 grams of carbs. That's way too high. That's going to spike your blood sugar, spike your insulin. You're eventually going to have type 2 diabetes or fatty liver or metabolic syndrome or high blood pressure or obesity. You're going to have one of those, if not a combination. So when you start a low carbohydrate diet, basically you're turning down the carbohydrate intake knob to 100. And for many, especially young, active people, like back when you were a full-time young boxer, you could have ate 100 grams of carbs a day, plus all the meat and eggs you were eating, and you would have been tip-top, totally fine. But now many people fatten very easily, especially when they get older. Many people develop type 2 diabetes or prediabetes very easily, more so as they get older, right? And so for many of those people, even low carb is not low carb enough. So they have to turn down the carbohydrate intake knob even more, down to somewhere between 20 and 50 grams. That's keto. Because when you're eating that low of amount of carbohydrates, your body starts to make something called ketones, which your body can actually burn for energy just like it burns sugar. But most people don't know this. Most doctors don't know this. Most dietitians don't know. If a doctor checks your urine and they see that your urine is positive for ketones, they think something's wrong with you. They think you're dehydrated or you've got an infection or there's something wrong with your kidneys.
Right. There's something going on. Yeah.
But when you turn down the carbohydrate intake knob down to ketogenic, you're making ketones, and so some of those are going to get in your urine. And so when keto really blew up about 3 or 4 years ago, got super popular, the patients actually had to educate the doctors. The doctors would be like, oh my gosh, there's something wrong. You've got ketones in your urine. And they're like, yeah, I'm in ketosis. And the doctor's like, because that kind of rhymes with ketoacidosis, which is very dangerous. They can kill you. You can wind up in the ICU. But a ketogenic diet never causes ketoacidosis. But because ketosis sounds like ketoacidosis,
that's right. It's confusion.
The doctors are like, well, that sounds terrible. Why are you in ketosis?
Here's a pill.
Because I'm eating a ketogenic diet.
Right.
Now, for the vast majority of people with type 2 diabetes, fatty liver, hypertension, metabolic syndrome, obesity, a ketogenic diet is going to be low enough carbohydrate that they can get rid of their diabetes completely. It'll go away. Fatty liver will go away. Metabolic syndrome will go away. You'll lose tons of weight, get back down closer to your ideal body weight. But there's some few people like me who fatten very easily. And at my biggest, I weighed 297 pounds. And I'm 6'3". I like to think I carried that well, but I'm sure I did not. Right? Yeah. But I was pre-diabetic, and I was.
Who says what should you weigh?
Well, that's based on tons of population data and calculations.
But who says? It's kind of like wind chill and heat index. Who says?
Yeah, National Institutes of Health.
Yeah, but where do they get the study that says I'm 6'2"?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm right now. I weigh 232.
Yeah.
Well, they say I'm not obese, but I'm overweight. What should I weigh according to who?
So there's arbitrary cutoffs between normal weight, overweight, obese, severely obese, and there's even higher category stages of obesity.
Yeah. But what I'm asking is
the cutoffs are arbitrary, Mike,
right, okay.
and it's like that with everything in life.
It is
literally everything. Yeah. We got to pick a point at some point.
We got to pick somewhere to say you're too fat.
What we do is look at the research and we say, okay, these people with this body weight to height ratio had this much disease. But then we start to see the curve go up at this level.
Go ahead.
And then, okay, we're going to call that overweight at that point. And then when the curve goes up even faster, we say, oh, okay, we're going to call that obesity. And so it's arbitrary. And what a lot of people don't know watching this is that everything in medicine is arbitrary. The blood pressure cutoff that your doctor says, oh, you need to be under 120/80. Yeah. That's an arbitrary number based on no research whatsoever, meaningful research, okay? And many doctors will yell at you if your blood pressure is above 120/80, but that's an arbitrary cutoff. The American Academy of Family Physicians, which I'm a member of still, says if it's under 145 on the top number and under 85 on the bottom number, you're fine. That's fine. You don't have hypertension.
I have a touch of high blood pressure. Not bad. I take a 10 milligram pill per day.
Yep.
And my doctor says you're a little overweight, but I'm not bad. I'm not gobby fat.
Yeah.
And I asked him why, and they say, you know what they're going to say? Inherited. Your father, John, your father, John, had high blood pressure.
And let's just shoot that in the head right now.
That's what I wanted to find out.
Let's
what
just
can
shoot
I
that in the
do
head.
to get off that 10
If
milligram?
any doctor tells you that your obesity is genetic.
Not talking about high blood pressure.
Okay, well, now high blood pressure,
that's what he was talking
some
about.
people just tend to run a little higher.
Yeah.
And that is true. But the vast majority of people can get off all blood pressure medicine if they turn down the carbohydrate knob enough, because when you do that, your insulin level comes back down to normal. And that allows you to diurese away a lot of extra unhealthy fluid your body's holding, and that keeps your blood pressure high. Right. You just pee it off.
Salt, would that add to high blood
So
pressure?
if you're eating a high carbohydrate diet, you probably need to watch your salt and limit your salt. Right. But if you're eating a low carb, a ketogenic, carnivore diet full of real whole foods, not junk, not processed stuff, you get to salt your food to taste.
Let's get on the subject about the meat diet. I've always been a meat eater. Seriously, I grew up in a family to where we grew our vegetables in our garden, and I'm a bean and cornbread eater. I love beans and cornbread. What we call in the South, soup beans. Not white beans, but they got to be where they're soft. Soup beans. Yeah. And we killed our own cows and own hogs.
Sure.
I've always been a meat eater, but I was told after I got old enough and through life that the doctor said, "Mike, cut back on that red meat. Mike, cut back on that pork. Cut back on that ham. I love ham. Mm-hmm. Cut back on that bacon and eggs, man. Watch that eggs that throw your cholesterol out. So that's a bunch of crap.
Yeah, it's all based on observational research, which does not prove anything.
Right.
So, but first, let's talk about the soup beans.
Yeah.
Because that back to the corn and the peanuts.
There you go.
Okay, when you used to go to your grandmother's house for Sunday dinner, she would have meat and three.
Yeah.
Right? Always meat because she was a smart woman. But you'd always have beans and something and maybe
mashed potatoes, corn.
But every single thing, every vegetable was cooked to mush.
Yes.
Was it not?
It was.
It was. And if you ask any older person that about their, they're like, oh, yeah, I just thought Granny was a bad cook. We'd have Brussels sprouts and it literally looked like green slime. She just cooked them to
soup
death.
beans instead of white beans.
She was not doing that because she was a bad cook. She was not doing that because she was dumb. She was doing that because she was taught to do that by her grandmother because they knew that if you didn't cook beans enough, they will make you inflamed and sick.
Really?
Kidney beans, if you eat enough kidney beans raw, it will kill you dead as a hammer.
Wow.
It will destroy your kidneys. All these things have phytochemicals in them to protect them from being eaten. The bean and the kernel of corn, that is the plant's little baby.
Gotcha.
Okay,
protect it.
They cannot run away. They can't claw you or bite you. They protect themselves and their seeds and their beans with chemicals. That's why Grandmama cooked it to death. And I think at least part of all the inflammatory skin conditions that kids have these days is because their parents are making them eat raw vegetables.
I don't like that neither. I grew up. I'm sure you did too. You're a Southern guy. You grew up eating that kind of food.
Sure.
I like my country ham. I like my bacon.
Yeah.
Is my doctor wrong by saying cut back on that?
Well, your doctor is repeating a very popular medical myth. And here's where it comes from. So it's impossible to do controlled research in humans about diet. What you would have to do is you'd have to take 2,000 or 3,000 people and lock them in a hospital and say, okay, for the next 10 years, these 500 people are going to eat nothing but meat and eggs.
Right.
And these 500 people are going to eat nothing but just, let's say, plant-based diet. Because
Gotcha.
if you really want to study it, that's the way you'd split it up.
You have to.
You wouldn't have a mixed diet.
Yeah.
You'd have nothing but meat and eggs
Sure.
and nothing but vegetables
Right.
and fruits, right?
I'm
and
following
then you
you.
would follow those people for the next 10 years, and you would see how many of these people had a heart attack, how many of these, what's the rate of diabetes.
Which is impossible.
You can't do that. It
No.
would cost $1 billion, and also those people would sue you because they don't want to stay in the hospital
That's
10
how
years.
they'd be
So
in
it's
pen.
impossible. So
Yeah.
what nutrition does is they do observational research, and I'm going to tell the listeners something they've never heard before. They're not going to believe it, but you can verify it. So this is how they do the research. They'll pick huge populations of people. Maybe 100,000 people. And they will send them a questionnaire to fill out, okay, all your information, height, weight, age, all that. And then they'll send you something called a food frequency questionnaire. And it has questions on it like, Mike, how many cups of pork ribs have you eaten in the last year? Now,
Cups?
right. That's a literal question on the food frequency.
Well, how in the hell would you even answer that?
Exactly. So what would you do in that situation?
I'd probably
You
just
would
guess.
That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Now, so they've basically got these.
Who the hell comes up with the questions?
Vegans, evidently, because
I didn't know
and so
you
now
eat your ribs
you've
in
got
cups.
you've got all the food frequency questionnaires from these 100,000 people, and you put that in the computer, and now it becomes data. It becomes research. It becomes evidence. But you guessed,
Yeah,
and
it's false.
it's not real. It's been
Yeah.
shown in research that it's very unreliable research and very unreliable data. But yet, then they compile all that, and they'll only give you these food frequency questionnaires once at the beginning, and then maybe every 3 years, Mike, or every 5 years in some of the studies. So, do you know what you ate last week? Much less, how are you
No.
going to fill this out? It's foolishness.
It's insanity.
It's foolishness. So, and now then, that research gets published because those researchers are at the Harvard School of Public Health or the Tufts School of Nutrition, and that gets published in the most prestigious journals and says, look, for each piece of bacon you eat, your risk of heart attack goes up 18%. Or for each eating an egg is like smoking 3 cigarettes.
It is.
That kind
what
of
they
foolishness,
claim. Yeah,
right?
I've heard that bull crap.
This is the kind of, and this is based on foolishness. It's not based on any meaningful research that you can say, oh, that proves something.
Let me tell you something. I believe this, and you correct me where I'm wrong, because I'm usually wrong. But I believe if we had the medicine we have nowadays, and we put it back into the 40s, took technology with the medicine, you follow where I'm at, and you put it back into the 30s and 40s, I bet people back then would love to be 100.
Yeah.
Because they died. Well, they died young. All that meat they eat. No, it's not doing with that.
Here's
but you understand, take that technology back to that date when they eat like we're talking about, where they'll live forever. Probably.
Well, most of the pharmaceutical medications available in the pharmacy are completely and utterly worthless.
The food pyramid. I hate to move around, but that food pyramid that I looked at that because you and I kind of skimmed over it last time. Mm-hmm. There it is. That damn thing's a lie.
Yeah, the food pyramid.
Who come up with that?
Did I tell you the story? How
you kind of skimmed over it about that they sent it out there and they said, no, we need to sell more bread, so we're going to make it 6 servings.
Yeah, it started out being 3 to 5 servings of whole grains down at the bottom.
Yeah.
But then they handed it to the big ag lobbyists, and when it came back from them, it was 6 to 11 servings.
Right, they got to sell bread.
So that's way too many carbohydrates. Right. There are a large chunk of people who are either gluten allergic to gluten or sensitive to gluten. Yeah. And
I never heard that word till lately, but go ahead.
Yeah, and so it's always been around, but we think now it's maybe because of the modern bread. I don't think that's true. I think people have always had a problem with gluten if they ate too much too often.
I love my bread.
So when you've got that research published, now you're a doctor here in Paris.
Yeah.
He reads the medical journals. He tries to stay up to date.
Yeah.
And he sees this journal article in this prestigious medical journal that says meat is bad, bacon's bad, eggs are bad, pork is bad. Yeah. But it's based on this foolish observational research. Yeah. Does that make sense?
100%.
And so your doctor is not part of some conspiracy. He's doing what he's taught. When he takes continuing medical education.
Can you back up the part about meats, eggs? You call it BB, 4Bs or something?
Beef, butter, bacon, and eggs.
There you go. Can you back it up with data?
Yeah, so I can back that up with just as much data as they can back up you need to eat a plant-based diet.
Okay.
And so what we've got here, and so a lot of people think that, plant-based has been proven to be the healthiest diet.
Right.
That's completely false. It's never been proven. You cannot prove stuff with observational epidemiological research. That research by design cannot prove anything. Remember, I told you if we were going to prove something, we'd have to lock those people in the hospital.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Because then we could control what they eat, and there wouldn't be any foolishness, and also we wouldn't be asking them to do multiple choice guess tests.
Haven't the people the government that does this pyramid, put that pyramid back up if you would, Kevin. Let me see if he's got it up there. I'm going to look at this. That was probably made in the 50s, 40s, 50s. When was that made?
In the early 70s is when they started working on it. And there's actually been multiple iterations of this back decades.
I understand. When I was child, but why are we still using this?
Well, we're not. We actually now use something called MyPlate. That's what the USDA and the FDA
Okay, but
use.
that's what we use forever.
This is iconic, and so everybody talks about this.
Yeah, I understand. But even your WIC programs,
yes,
they throw that out there. They use that. Yeah. And somebody wrote in, asked if spinach is not the best food, why do programs like WIC recommend iron in your diet? Right there's your reason.
And I didn't say it wasn't a good food.
Yeah,
it's a good food, but it's not. You can never get as much iron from spinach as you can get from beef.
You get iron from a cast iron skillet. If you're cooking cast iron, that's the best.
Yeah, you get a little bit of elemental iron.
It's good. You know, you don't eat aluminum. That causes Alzheimer's. That's what I've been told. And that Teflon. Who in the hell knows what that does? Folks, if you're eating out Teflon and aluminum, we'll get you a cast iron skillet. Trust me.
If nothing else, just get an empty, metal can or something to cook in it. Do not cook in Teflon. Do not use the black plastic utensils. Don't use any of that.
Cast iron is
that's what we use.
That's what we use in my house. You can't beat cast iron. Once you get it seasoned, you can just take your cornbread. Look here and just dump it, and it falls right out. Which you say not to eat cornbread, right?
Well, it depends. If you're on a low carb diet and you count the carbohydrates in the cornbread and you love it and you're like, I'm going to eat some cornbread, as long as you keep it under 100 total grams of carbs a day, you're fine. But if you're keto, you're not going to have as much cornbread. You're going to have a little sliver.
If I come to you, I'm going to hit you with 2 questions here, Doc. If I come to you and say my blood pressure's up high, what are you going to recommend me to eat?
First thing, you got to fix your diet. You got to cut the carbs.
That's what I'm asking. Okay?
And so I would let you tell me what you've eaten over the last few days, and I would guesstimate how many carbohydrates you're eating a day on average, and then I would say, okay, we need to cut that out, and here's how we're going to do it. And then also I'm going to teach you how to check your blood pressure properly. It's so commonly done wrong in doctors' offices that I actually made a YouTube video about it. It's got hundreds of thousands of views, and people are like, my doctor does 7 things wrong. And so there's so many ways that you can check it that it'll be falsely high. Okay, if you got a full bladder, it's going to be 3 to 5 points falsely high, not truly high, but falsely high. If they don't take your shirt off, it's going to be 3 to 7 points falsely high. If they don't tell you to uncross your legs and put your feet flat on the floor, it's going to be 5 to 10 points falsely high. If they're talking to you while they check your blood pressure, it's going to be 5 to 10 points falsely high. If they rush you back from the waiting room, set you down and check it right then, it's going to be 5 to 20 points falsely high, because all the blood pressure research was done on people who had sit quietly in a dark room for 15 minutes, and then they check their blood pressure.
That was their base.
That's the baseline. And so anytime your doctor, and then also you never make a high blood pressure diagnosis on just one blood pressure reading, but this happens all the time in clinics and ERs. You almost got a ticket coming to the doctor's office. You get in there, you're a little bit late. The woman looks at you and says, hurry up, fill out your paperwork. Then they bring you back, sit you down, don't even take your coat off, check your blood pressure. Oh my God, it's high. That's not real. Then now the doctor's like, Mike, you got high blood pressure. I'm going to have to start you on this medication.
My doctor
You don't even really have high blood pressure.
Right.
The way you check and know if you have high blood pressure is you check it properly at home when you're calm and relaxed. Right. Check it twice a day and average that up over a week. If that number's high, you got high blood pressure and you need a blood pressure medication.
My doctor tells me to sit down, roll my sleeve up. They got to the machine. And if it shows something kind of a little high, he would come back and do it the old-fashioned way, that little bub with that stethoscope.
A few minutes later, after
back.
You've calmed down.
He'd say, just chill out.
Now, does it when you do that? Is it ever initially too low, and then he rechecks it with the old-fashioned manual? It's always too high, and he's like, "Let me recheck that."
Yeah.
That's because they're doing so many things wrong, checking your blood pressure. It's falsely high.
Right. But then he said it's not that bad. But I did notice. I'm a firm believer in stress causes a lot of our ailments. I do, because my job is high stress. I deal with problems. And I was having neck pains, headaches, and he said, Mike, you're borderline high blood pressure, but it's not enough to worry about. But then one day he said, look, I'm going to put you on a pill. And a small, 10 milligrams, small. I want to have it with me. I'll take one a day when I eat lunch.
Yeah.
And it controls it. But I want to know my diet. I'm a meat eater. And doctor, you can ask Dana. I'll say I got to have some protein. I don't mean pick up anything but beef.
Yeah.
When I need protein, I was taught boxing. We eat beef.
That's right.
And we eat meat. I'm a meat eater.
Yeah.
But I like my bread with my meat, and I like my potatoes. So I've been keeping up with you since your last time on. I've been reading all of your stuff. Here's something else. Seed oils. Why did we leave lard?
Yeah.
What happened? You know, when I was a child, my mother had a stand of lard over in the corner. Open it up. It had a cup and take it out and put it in the cast iron skillet and cook in it. And then all of a sudden they said that was wrong. What caused that? What did they find wrong with lard, or did they just realize there was other products to make more money? Is it all about the dollar?
Crisco advertisements. They used to literally advertise.
Loretta Lynn was big on Crisco.
They used to literally advertise that lard is that's what your grandmother. You have a modern kitchen. You need to use Crisco. You're not like your grandmother. And back in those days, that was a compliment if you had a modern kitchen, right?
Yeah.
You had the latest stove, the latest mixer.
Yeah. Everybody's that way. Yeah.
Now again, all of the negative stuff you'll hear about bacon grease or butter or beef tallow is based on this research I told you about earlier. That's just fugazi. It literally, you can use it to prove or disprove any, but it doesn't actually prove anything. Right. But you can show a possible weak association, and then all the plant-based people who want you to be plant-based, or the big food manufacturers who make a higher markup on plant-based foods than they do on meat foods. Because let's just say I have sheep on my farm. Say you want some lamb chops. I'm like, okay, I'll sell them to you for so much a pound. That's it. There's no 1,000% markup. But Kellogg's, Post, General Mills, they buy subsidized corn, wheat, rice, oats, corn, right? That's all subsidized by the federal government. So they get it for a steal. And then the average markup is from between 1,000% and 1,000 and 1,500% markup on ground up grains. right?
Yeah.
You can't make $1 billion selling lamb chops off your
it
farm.
ain't no
You can't
1,000%. No, 1,000% is unheard.
You might make 50%, but you're not going to make 1,000%. But if you grind up a bunch of plant-based foods, add some vegetable seed oils, which is not real, it's basically made in a chemical factory with rape seeds, then you can charge 1,000% markup, and you can have a corporate jet, and you can have 8 vacation homes.
Seed oil, what's the most healthiest one if you don't want to use lard?
Yeah.
Would it be,
if you
would it be
want to
virgin?
use
Would it be olive oil?
If you want it, olive oil, avocado, and coconut.
Okay.
Are the 3 least bad.
Right.
And I think some people still have sensitivity reactions to them, but they're way better than canola.
What the hell's the difference between olive oil, and then it says virgin, it says extra virgin? How can you be an extra virgin?
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? Do you understand it?
I don't know.
Never been kissed? Is that what it means?
I sound like another show.
It does.
So basically, 80% of the olive oil that you buy in the supermarket in the United States has been adulterated with either soybean or canola. 80%.
You read it; it tells you.
Yeah, and some of it tells you, but some of it does not. It's like 100% straight from Sicily or Italy.
Well, I can tell the difference when you stick your finger in it.
If you've ever been to a Mediterranean country and had the olive oil there, you can tell this is not. This has been adulterated, and so people pay all this extra money for olive oil, thinking, it's extra virgin, and it's 80% canola or soybean, and they don't even know it because the Italians don't put all their olive oil on a boat and bring it to America. If they did, they would protect it. But that's done by shipping companies, which are run by countries that don't love us.
So what do they do with their lard now? There's plenty of lard. There's no shortage of lard.
Yeah, there's lard everywhere. Most people pour it out.
That's right. So
So the only fats we cook with in my house are bacon grease. That's 90% of what we cook with.
That's good stuff.
And butter. And then we do use beef tallow sometimes, but I don't really like it.
I don't know if I've ever been around beef tallows. We didn't have that growing up. That's a kind of a new word. What is it? Beef fats? What they're talking about?
It's just beef rendering.
I told you a story before we went live. We talked just a few minutes because we talked. But my mother would take beef and pull a piece of that white fat off of it. We didn't trim it off. Now they trim it off. What? You want me to trim that fat off? No. Well, that's bad on you. No, it's not. Let me have it. And she would hold that in my children's mouth and let them suck around. She'd hold on to it. She'd say, without that makes you smart and helps your brain grow. Yep. Was she crazy?
Smart woman. Woman.
That's how we did it growing up.
Smart woman. There's actually anthropological evidence of multiple different societies and tribes that do that exact same thing. Right. They'll take some specific animal fat, sometimes from behind the eyes, sometimes from around the kidneys, and they will give it specifically to the little babies because it absolutely helps with brain development. There's no doubt about that.
I don't know where she got that. She's Native American, but I don't know where she got that at. But then that was passed on to my children.
Yep. Yeah. Good.
She'd take my children and she'd say, give Derek here, give Man and Jessica, and she'd hold that beef fat and let them suck on it. She'd let them suck on it. Don't let them choke on it. Let them suck on it. And there's other people looking at it and say, "What? You're going to have heart trouble. You're going to give him kids heart." No, I have been on a carnivore diet my entire life and didn't know it had a name.
Yeah.
But now again, the price of a steak.
Mm-hmm.
Can I eat me a hamburger instead?
Yeah.
And there's bologna.
Yes.
And there's hot dog. I don't know. I've been spying on you, Doc.
Yep.
So you're telling me.
Yeah, I have YouTube videos about that. If you'll read the ingredients on the hot dog or the bologna or the potted meat or any of that stuff, if you'll find the one with the cleanest ingredients, that's a healthy food. Hot dogs and bologna. I know there's somebody's head.
I eat all beef.
Somebody's head just blew up. They're like, he just said hot dogs are a health food.
Yeah.
What in the world? Who is this? Yeah. Yes. What is a hot dog made of? It's made of meat, spices, salt.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Now, they get carried away sometimes and they'll add sugar and add other junk, but you're going to read ingredient labels and you're not going to follow that.
I eat all beef hot dogs. Another question. I got to take a commercial break because we're going to open up the phone lines, folks, here in when we come back from the commercial break. We're going to I'm going to talk a little bit more. Then we're going to take a commercial break. And we're going to open up the phone lines. And I want you to call in and ask Dr. Berry a question.
All comers.
Yeah, put your note down right there. Get your pen and paper and put this number down. We get back from commercial break. I do want you to call in and ask the question. I'm thinking about myself, but I don't know each one of y'all's health issues. If you've got a little high blood or if you've got this or anything that you think that you've got that you're taking medicine for, talk to the doctor. Tell him he might find you an alternative. Getting back, I've been a meat eater my entire life. Grew up eating meat. That's all we did. We raised our meat.
Yeah.
We had vegetables. But hot dogs, I was always taught wasn't no good. I like a good all-beef hot dog, and I like to cook it on a grill, and I like to get it real black and done. And now they don't eat that blackness. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Well, let's think about it. I'm a big student of anthropology and archaeology. If you're cooking a hot dogs over an open fire, which is what our ancestors used to do, and it wasn't a hot dog, it was a hunk of meat.
That's right.
Can you cook that over fire without getting char?
No.
It's going to char.
That's
right. So we've been doing that for thousands of years, but now all of a sudden it's bad for us? That don't even make good sense.
If you ever seen them, I go over to LBL and help the LBL a lot, friends of LBL, and they've got this, they make a big bed of coals. And this, I've sat there and eat it. It's wonderful. Big bed, big as this room you're in right here. Cold. They take the steaks and throw them out there on it. And they got big, long sticks with forks. They flip them over. They take it up, and they wash them off in this little stuff they got. Nothing on there, just maybe a little water or something. And wash the ashes off, and it's perfect.
It's perfect, yeah. Our ancestors have been cooking like that for thousands of years.
We have.
You cannot say that that's now magically bad for you. That doesn't even make good sense. It's much more likely that the modern things that we're now eating are what's causing all of the chronic disease, not the ancient things. The three things that we've been doing, the four things we've been doing for the longest amount of time as human beings is playing in the sun, drinking water, breathing air, and eating meat. Those are the four oldest practices of human beings.
Got a few more questions. I do got to take a commercial break. It's going to be a hard break if I don't hurry. All right, folks, I've been talking to Dr. Ken Berry, and I'm going to drop my microphone. And I want you to call in. When we get back from this commercial break, you be ready. Any question, Ken take all of them. He don't care. If you've got a medical condition that you wonder if your diet is causing, you want to get rid of all that medicine, which is it's chemicals in your body, and you think, that's, maybe he can help me by changing my diet. It's not going to be something you eat a sandwich tonight and you're well tomorrow. The medicine don't do you that way neither. It takes time. Call in, because I want you to ask him exactly what's on your mind. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Charter Senior Living, located at 350 Volunteer Drive, is a premier community for seniors interested in pursuing life, energy, and purpose. We have restaurant-style dining, life enrichment programs, social activities, local scheduled transportation, and a beauty salon. We show respect to our veterans with a wall of honor. Our mission at Charter Senior Living is to enhance the human spirit. For more information about Charter Senior Living, call us at 731-644-9680.
Is your tank on empty? Come to 54 Fuel Mart, located at 1213 A Westwood Street, for the best prices on gas. What about your other tank? You know, the one that is growling? 54 Fuel Mart has you covered for that as well. Check out our fried chicken, wings, pizza, and many other items to satisfy your hunger. On Tuesdays and Fridays, you really need to check out the fried fish. We also have a selection of freeze-dried candies, along with an entire aisle of candy bars and other sweets. Is it raining, or do you just not want to get out of the car? We have a drive-up window for your convenience. We also have dyed diesel for use in your tractors and other farm equipment. We have parking for big rigs, and our business hours are 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Feeling lucky? Well, do you? We have scratch-offs, and you can try your hand and the TN lottery while you're here. 54 Fuel Mart, located at the Westwood Y, Paris.
Chad Cox, PLLC, provides representation in the areas of criminal law, family law, personal injury, wills and probate law. Chad Cox serves Paris and the surrounding area. He does not believe in a one-size-fits-all approach to representing his clients. He reviews every detail of your case to ensure that you receive an assessment that is specific to the unique circumstances in your case. Chad Cox is located at 104 North Brewer Street, Paris, Tennessee. Contact us at 731-642-4446.
The Downtown Event Center is available for parties, meetings, or family get-togethers. The center comes with spacious seating and an area that will help make serving food easier. If you are having a birthday party, this is definitely the place for you. The Downtown Event Center is located at 107 South Brewer Street. Contact Jessica at 731-642-4992 to make your reservation.
Hey everyone, this is Jeremy Buckaloo reminding you to tune in to Sportscast with Jeremy Buckaloo live every Sunday night at 7:30 here from the Brewer Street Mafia Studios.
All right, folks, tune in next week. Hey, I'm a big believer. You know, I hate conspiracy theories. I'll be the first one to tell you. But I've been telling y'all viewers there's something going on with this weather. Because I see them trails behind those planes where there used to be about half the plane. Now they turn into clouds. And now there's these governors are outlawing it in their states. What the hell are we going on here? I've got Sean Burkhart coming in. He's a weatherman. Cloud control. Are we engineering the weather? Are we forecasting or fabricating our future? Tune in next week. I want to find out what Sean had to say about it. He kind of stays up to date on all this. I know what I see with my lying eyes, I guess they're saying. When I was a kid, you watch an airplane fly over. That trail behind it might be behind it about as half the length of the airplane. Now it goes on out of sight, and you keep looking back at it, and it turns into a cloud. So tune in next Tuesday, August the 5th, 7 p.m., right here on the Mike Weatherford Show, as we go in depth under seeding these clouds. Is it going on? What does he think's going on? And I want to see what he says. So that's going to be a great show. Tune in next week, August the 5th, 7 p.m. And don't forget my old buddy Jeremy over at Sportscast Live. He's got Brian Rives coming in next week behind the mic and calling the action inside the booth with Brian Rives, voice of the governor. That's coming up Sunday, 7:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. You're going to like it. So if you haven't done it yet, go over, find him on Facebook, find Sportscast with Jeremy Buckaloo. Look, do me a favor. Click that little button that says follow and follow him because he's got some good, great. He's going to do a show here before long. It's going to be NASCAR. He's got a NASCAR crew chief coming on. He's got some dirt racers coming on. When it says Sportscast, that's what it's about. It's about all the sports. It doesn't matter if it's American sports, might even be some foreign sports, what they call rugby and cricket and all. There's no telling. He is your sports authority. Tune in to him. Keep up with him. Don't forget, going on over at the Tennessee Informer on YouTube, you got Kathy Heiner, retired intelligence officer, author and founder, dailyrollcall.com. The Mandami model. Is Nashville the next target? Tune in next Thursday, July the 31st at 7 p.m. over on YouTube. Find out what he's got talking right here. And don't forget my old buddy Terry Hudson. He has got a talk show that he does live on the internet. And the internet has radio now. You know, it used to be, no, you had to tune in, you dial. Now it's all on the internet. Go find ClassicHitsZ107.com. Terry's got Classic Country Jukebox, Classic Hits Cafe, and the Blue Collar Americana. Find him, follow him. You'll thank me later. All right, don't forget, folks, we usually simulcast on all the platforms at one time, but we're having a little bit of platform sign-in problems. I don't know. It ain't on our internet. It's on these platforms. It's called a server. And the switcher that we're using, something's malfunctioning, and we cannot get it on YouTube and all these other places at the same time live. But it will come on. As quick as we're done with this show, we're going to go over and download it on all the other platforms. You're watching this Facebook, you got no problem. But YouTube and all them other ones, we're having a little bit of trouble. It's in-house. It's our switcher. It's something going on in our program. I don't know what's happening. It's not an internet issue. It's an in-house issue. So we're gonna lay it out there and quick as this show's over and put it right on there live. So don't forget. And Dr. Berry, transform your health, reclaim your life. drberry.com. That's his website right there. So tune in to it. And YouTube is at Ken Berry MD. So you don't want to miss it. He is everywhere you want to be. He's there. Look at all there. Just keep popping up. Facebook, Ken Berry. Social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X.com. He is everywhere. I mean, he's just like a ghost in the night. He just pops up everywhere. And drberry.com, Kicking Ass After 50. That's his books, Kicking Ass After 50, Lies My Doctor Told Me, and Common Sense Labs. These books are available. They're on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Inside Bound. They're everywhere. Just find his books, read them, and you might find out that you're more healthier than you think you are. And he's August the 5th. He's got a community meeting at the. Tell me where that's at, here, Doc.
That one's sold out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the one in Dixon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already. It's completely booked up.
Really? What is it?
It's just me and Amanda Decker. She's a nurse practitioner in Dixon.
Right.
We once every month or two we'll just have a community event and invite the public to come and teach them about a proper human diet. And this time we had a bigger event space, and it sold out in like 3 days. All the tickets,
Wow.
and it's free, but you got to RSVP, so we know how many people are coming.
Right.
And so it's closed, but nobody else can come this time. But we'll do it again in the future.
Gotcha. All right, folks. We got a giveaway tonight. My friends at Pepsi Mid-America and Ricky Price have given us 2 tickets. They are to, guess where? Roll it up here on my screen right here, folks, in the back. If you can see, I don't know where it's at. I don't know. Venture River. That's what I thought it was. Venture River. We've got 2 free tickets. He sent me the picture tickets and all that, but it just didn't get done. But anyway, just trust me. We've got 2 tickets to Venture River, courtesy of our friend Ricky Price at Pepsi Mid-America. All you got to be is the second caller. It's hot out there. If I told anybody it's hotter than hell, all you got to be is a second caller, and you can get you 2 free passes to Venture River, courtesy of our friend Ricky Price at Pepsi Mid-America. So there's your phone number up there. Be the second caller, get you a pair of tickets, and go have fun on Ricky at Pepsi Mid-America's dime. So, Dr. Berry?
Yes, sir.
We're going to have some call-ins here in a minute when we get done with this giveaway here. And there's a guy says that since the last show when you was on here, he's been eating more meat and has cut out carbs. He's lost 7 pounds.
Yeah.
Had a guy come by the shop, told me the same thing, that he's keeping up with you and he's losing weight. I have no trouble going to a meat diet. I'm going to call it a meat eater's diet.
Yep.
But is there alternatives other than bacon's relatively cheaper, but man, a good steak is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Can you use hot dogs in its place? Can you use fried bologna in its place?
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Yeah, I know, but them right there.
100%, as long as you read the ingredients.
Right.
Because all they are is ground up meat
Right.
and spices and salt. That's and you can make bologna at your house. People used
Oh,
to
yeah.
do it. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
make hot dogs at your house.
You sure can.
You don't have to have a factory to make bologna and hot dogs.
No.
You don't have to have a factory to make ground beef. You can just grind up meat and
Yeah.
boom, you got a hamburger.
You don't have to have a factory to make bacon. We made it my whole life.
100%. You can make bacon at home on the farm.
That's right.
That means that by definition, they're not ultra processed foods. But
Right.
that's what the average dietitian wants you to believe.
Yeah.
Oh, that bacon, it's ultra processed. No, bacon is just sliced up meat.
That's right. That's
with
right.
some salt on it
Right.
and some spices. That's what it's sliced up meat.
right,
it's not
right,
anything
right.
magical or
Yeah,
dangerous.
99.99999% of that is meat. Let me ask you a question. If I come to you and I said, I want to start your diet. Give me a day's meal regimen on what I should eat.
Well, I'll tell you what I've eaten today.
Okay.
So I didn't eat until about 1:30. And I share this with the people in our private community. I always post my breakfast when I eat. I had 6 eggs, I had 6 pieces of sausage, and I had 10 ounces of bacon fried. And the reason I had 10 ounces is because that was all that was in the pack.
But you didn't have 12. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, that's right. I'd have had 12 if it was a 12-ounce pack. But that's that, and I haven't eaten again. That was my one meal so far. So when I get home, if I'm hungry, I'll eat some more meat. If I'm not hungry, I'll just do something else.
So if I go to the restaurant, which I work uptown from 8 to 5, I hardly ever eat breakfast up on the weekends. If I go to the restaurant tomorrow, which is hard to find, I go in and I order me some bacon and eggs.
Yeah.
And I like my eggs over medium. I got to leave out my gravy and my biscuits, right?
Exactly, because that all of that is starch that breaks down into sugar.
So just have bacon and eggs.
Yes, and you can have as many eggs and as much bacon as you want. My standard order at a restaurant is 6 eggs and 6 pieces of bacon, but if I'm actually hungrier, I'll have more.
Right,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
So it's okay. And I like them. Do you eat them scrambled, or does it matter how
I like
you cook
them over easy.
That's what I like.
But I like them scrambled too.
Yeah.
But you can have sausage. You can have. You
I like
can
it
have
both.
You can have a little thin truck stop steak with your eggs if you can afford it. Right. That's totally fine.
Right. I'm looking at alternatives because I've had people tell me after our last show, I'd like that meat eater's diet, but have you priced meat? Yeah, I have. It's
so
expensive.
if you're trying to buy filet and ribeye in New York and porterhouse, it's crazy.
How about hamburger meat?
100%. Yeah, so you can go to the cheapest supermarket in town. You know the one that smells like mop bucket water?
Yeah.
You know, it don't smell great in there.
Right.
The discount. What is it? What do y'all got here? Save a Lot or
we've got this one at the bottom of the hill called
Cash
Savers.
Yeah. The meat from there, the ground beef.
Yeah.
Buy that big 10-pound stick.
Yeah.
Looks like a big stick of bologna.
Yeah.
That is a health food. That's just 100% USDA ground beef.
Right.
Take it home, break it up into 1 pound, 2 pound portions, freeze it every day. Get it as much as you're going to eat out. Cook it up and eat it. That's
I like chili without beans, so that'll be good.
Yeah. And so you can also, I love to just put some eggs in with the ground beef, and so I have like a beef egg scramble.
Right.
That's delicious too.
Yeah. Got a winner on the line.
Okay.
Hold tight.
All
right. You got them patched through to me? Hello, who have I got?
Teresa Prince.
Hey, congratulations, Teresa. You going to go over to Venture River and have you some fun?
Well, I'll let the kids do the fun for me.
Hey, I don't blame you. That's pretty good. What do you think about that? Just be the right caller and you get a pair of tickets, courtesy of our friend Ricky Price at Pepsi Mid-America. Don't get no better than that, does it?
No, it doesn't.
What do you think about the show tonight?
I'm very intrigued by it. It's beneficial to me in my health anyway, because I'm over 50.
All right, yeah, I understand. I've got him on the line while you won these tickets. That's a done deal. Have you got a question for the doctor? Start it off with a question for him. He's sitting there listening. He wants to hear some. He wants people to ask him questions.
What is the best way to increase bone density?
Great question. A lot of older women have trouble with either osteopenia or osteoporosis, and you step off a curb and break your ankle, right? Or you just fall on the carpet and break your hip. You can actually strengthen your bones, and you do it by eating lots of fatty red meat and lifting heavy things. And so I don't know where you're at right now, Teresa, in your health journey. You may be going to the gym every day, but you might not be, right? You may your favorite piece of furniture might be the couch or the recliner right now, and that's okay because you got to start from where you're at. So if
no, I'm a very hard worker. Unfortunately, I just fractured my back doing what I love.
Oh no. Okay. So did they do a bone scan? Do you have the diagnosis of osteoporosis?
I got osteopenia.
Osteopenia. So that means kind of like pre-diabetes. Mm-hmm. She's got pre-osteoporosis. So if you'll start lifting weights and start out with light weights, you can use body weight, but you've got to increase your protein because your bones are actually made of protein. People think bones are made of calcium. That's false. 50% of your bones are protein. And then your body puts the calcium and other minerals in that protein matrix, Teresa. So you got to start eating way more meat and eggs. That's going to give you the building materials for the bones. And then if you're a smoker, you got to quit that smoking because it'll rot your bones. I don't know if you smoke or not. You don't have to answer. But then you've got to start stressing your bones. People think bones are like rocks. They just are what they are. But that's not true. You can strengthen them to the point where you can completely reverse your osteopenia, Teresa. You won't have that anymore. Now, it'll take a year or two of you steadily getting stronger, lifting, you starting with 1 pound weights, then 2 pounds, then 3 pounds, keep going up like that, slow but sure. Because if you're like me, you got a gray hair or two, that means you're supposed to have some wisdom and know when to stop and know when not to overdo it, right? So,
Yeah,
but you're going to go slow but sure, but you're going to keep going. And at the end of each month, you're going to be a little bit stronger and a little bit faster than you were last month. That's your goal. And so I want you to walk a little faster. If there's some steps around, I want you to take them for no reason. I want you to get, and you can use old soup cans for your starting weights. It don't have to be fancy or pretty or sexy. If you can afford to go to the gym, by all means, do so. But if you can't afford that, that is not mandatory. You can do all this stuff at home. I've got several videos on my YouTube channel about osteopenia and osteoporosis. Watch all of those and start doing what I talk about. And then I'm also live on Facebook and YouTube every Monday night at 6 p.m., and I'll answer more questions there if you have them.
All right. Sounds awesome. Thank you.
Love it.
So much.
Thank you, girl. Appreciate you calling in. Well, there you go. Put the number back up there, Kevin, in the back. Put the number up. You got a question for the dog? Got one somebody wrote in, but it's better if you call in. I'll put the number up. There it is. Call in.
Yeah, let's get some calls.
Let's get some call-ins. Call in. Don't be shy. You don't have to tell your name. I don't care who you are. Just give me a lie. I don't care.
It's hard to hurt my feelings.
Yeah, it ain't
Mike.
gonna hurt them.
You can call and tell me I'm full of crap. That's fine. We can
that's
talk
right.
about it. I don't mind.
That's right. That's right. Call in 731-924-9998, and let's ask the doctor a question, because I know all of y'all people, when I put on there today, I did a little reel or something, told everybody he's going to be on, we're going to take questions. Everybody started lining up the questions on Facebook. Call him. It's kind of like hearsay if you write it and read it. Call in. Ask us some questions. Here it is right here, 731-924-9998, and find out. So you said I can replace, because I'm going to go on the meat diet. I am, because I love that food. To me, there's nothing better than a good couple of eggs over medium.
Yep.
There's nothing better than a big old piece of, I don't like sausage strips. I like patties. I like a good patty, and I like them cooked real well where they're kind of black looking. And I like bacon, and I like all that I like.
Yeah.
So if I started this venture tomorrow, do I have to stay 100% doc, or can I every once in a while, because it's hard when you eat out.
Sure.
I don't eat but one meal a day now.
I want to talk about that. So it's actually not hard when you eat out. I can eat carnivore at any restaurant.
Right.
One of my YouTube shorts, little short videos, has got, 8 or 9 million views, and it's basically me ordering carnivore at McDonald's. And I just go through and you tell them you want to order from the a la carte menu. Mm-hmm. And you say, I want 4 or 6 or 8 quarter-pound beef patties, because those Big Mac patties, that can't be real beef.
Right.
You can't have a hamburger that thin. That's not possible, right? There's some foolishness there. Right. But the quarter-pound patties are 100% USDA beef. Salt and pepper. That's it. There's nothing else. They don't cook them. They just cook them in their own fat on the griddle, right? There's no seed oils. And so I'll go through. Sometimes I get the cheese. Sometimes I don't. To be strictly carnivore, you would just get as many, and it's cheaper. Like, you say, oh, well, a quarter-pounder meal is what? I don't know, $17 or $18 now.
Yeah.
No, you can get the patties for about $2 or $3 a piece, which still, you can cook them cheaper at home.
Right.
But if you're out and you don't have a choice, you can go through Burger King and do this, Wendy's and do this, Five Guys, Whataburger. It doesn't matter.
Chicken, is that in the menu?
Sure it is, as long as it's not breaded, because that's carbs.
Right.
That's ground up.
How would you eat it?
Wheat. So you would eat grilled chicken.
Not nuggets, but
but also you wouldn't cook it in a seed oil, right?
Okay.
You'll cook your chicken in lard, so if I'm in a restaurant, I never get chicken. I just get the hamburger patties, the quarter pound, because I know that's 100% beef.
Right.
And I usually eat 6 of them, and I'll just drive. I'll put a little mustard, because mustard's sugar free. Right. Put a little yellow mustard and eat them while I'm driving.
I love mustard, man. You're hitting right up my alley. I love mustard.
Yeah.
I don't like ketchup. a certain time.
Listen, Mike.
And I don't like steak sauce. If I had to put steak sauce on my steak, the steak ain't no
That's
count.
right. There are truck drivers who are over the road, long distance, literally will go from L.A. to Louisville.
Right.
And that's just their route. They're constantly.
Yeah.
They can't join the gym. They can't exercise. They're sitting on their butt all day. I've had truck drivers who have done this. When they find out, I can eat the hot dogs at the truck stop, gets 4 or 5 hot dogs.
Yeah.
Just the hot dog, not the bun.
Right.
And put mustard on it. They're like, boom, I can do
I'm
that all
fine
day.
with that.
100%. And I've had truck drivers lose over 100 pounds sitting on their butt, and they're eating until they're full, Mike. They're not portion controlling.
No.
And they're like, so what? Do I just get 1 or 2 hot dogs? I'm like, well, how many could you eat? They're like, 5. I'm like, get 5 hot dogs, because your body will tell you when you're full if you're eating real human food. That's one of the key principles of a proper human diet. If you're eating the ultra-processed breakfast cereal, I can eat the whole box and still be hungry an hour later. But if you
the old-fashioned where your mom and your grandmama said that'll stick with you was true.
That's exactly right, yes. And what they meant by it'll stick with you is that it'll raise your satiety hormones, which are the hormones in your body. You got about 7 that tell you, hey, Mike, you've eaten enough, you're full. Now, you know yourself, you've been to the Chinese buffet.
No, I got to do. I'll say for argument's sake, but I do not like Chinese food.
A lot of people listening go to the Chinese buffet, and I mean, eat until you feel like your guts are going to bust. And then what happens an hour or 2 later?
You're in the chips.
You're hungry. Because
you're in the chips.
That's right. It does not stick with you. But if you ate as much meat and eggs as you could hold until you feel like your gut was about to bust, you'd be hungry. You'd be full for the rest of the day.
And probably the next morning.
That's right. And a lot of people, when they go on carnivore, they just naturally go to just eating 2 meals a day, or in some people, just once a day. They'll just eat once a day.
I eat breakfast sometimes on the weekends. Dana's on this kind of diet now. I don't know what she's on, but she's not really a diet. She's changed her way of eating. Mm-hmm. She really changed a lot, and it's helping her. She's doing what she wants. She's getting hers under control. But I don't eat breakfast during the workday. I get up, I drink a cup of coffee. Now, I am a cane sugar eater from way back.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I love sugar.
Yeah.
But I've always eat white sugar, and I never eat any of that. People look at me while they're drinking a diet drink. Is that sugar's going, that tea is going to kill you. I said, all that comes from a man drinking a diet drink. Do you know what's in that diet? Look at the ingredients.
Yeah.
They're not using sugar. They're using fake stuff. Yeah. That's more dangerous than smoking 5 cigarettes. But I get up in the morning, I drink my coffee. I go to lunch. Today I had a chicken, half order of chicken cheese quesadilla. And I eat the bread on it. Mm-hmm. And then I had some potato chips, and I drank a sweet tea.
Yeah.
And that's all I've had today. Now, when I get home tonight, when I get off the show, I'm going to eat some pizza one of my sponsors give me. And I'm like you. I kind of peel the top off of it. I like the stuff off the top of it.
Yeah.
But they got good crust. I'll eat it. What about cheese? You said they put sawdust in cheese. You got me now. I'm a cheese eater, dude. What the hell have you done to me, Doc?
Here's how to not eat cheese that has sawdust in it.
Okay.
Now, on the cheese label, they'll call it cellulose. Okay. Now, cellulose is indigestible fiber. That's what it is. Where does it come from?
I thought
if you
meat.
call Kraft and say, hey, where does this cellulose come from? They'll beat around the bush and hum and haw. But if you press them, they'll finally say, well, we get it from wood pulp. And and they'll say, it's not sawdust, it comes from wood pulp. Well, now, Mike, what's wood pulp? That's sawdust, yeah. And then maybe they take just the cellulose out of the sawdust and leave the rest, but that's wood. You're eating sawdust. And so if the cheese in the supermarket, if it says cheese,
it's oil.
If it says cheese, by federal law, it has to be 100% nothing but cheese.
What does that sliced American say?
Well, wait a minute. If it says cheese food or cheese product, then it only, by federal law, only has to be 51% cheese. Right. So it can be 49% vegetable oil, sawdust. Velveeta is full of sawdust.
Somebody's on the line.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, let's take a
question. All right. Hello. You got them patched through yet? Hello.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, welcome to the show, my friend. I know the question's not for me, but I'm here if you need me. Go ahead.
Okay. So I commented earlier about losing the 7 pounds.
Yes.
Since And I'm the same guy that came up to the shop the other day, so I
That's
lost
right.
2 pounds since then. Okay.
Really?
I love fried crappie. What can I fry my crappie in that's healthy?
Bacon grease.
Bacon grease.
Yeah, 100%.
Lard. You ever cook
Yeah,
fish
yeah,
in lard?
yeah.
That's the best fish you've ever
Yeah,
eaten.
it's a sin in the South to not cook fish in lard.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but a lot of people use peanut oil and other oils. If you cook that in bacon grease or lard, that you can eat, and don't bread the crappie. Now, I know that's going to be a problem. Right, don't bread it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
You can't put cornmeal on it.
Well, what's it made of?
Corn?
And when you digest corn, what does it break down
Well,
into?
yeah, but
Sugar.
Okay.
Right, yeah. And so if he really wants to keep this weight loss going, he's either going to you can fry chicken without breading it. You can fry fish. I do it all the time. Just put it in the grease and fry it. Now it's not going to have that crispy crust because that's the
Hell, that's what makes fish. I'm with you there, brother.
Yeah. Now another thing you can do is bread it with pork panko, which is basically you buy a big bag of pork rinds and put them in a bowl and take a glass and smush them up into crumbs. And then bread the fish with that. And that'll give you kind of that crispy texture, and it's 100% carnivore.
Okay. Yeah, I was...
He was bragging on you. I remember you now.
Yeah.
And he was telling me, man, I watched your show, and I've been following this guy around, and he's lost some weight. He looked good. I mean, really good.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I don't try to sell people anything. I'm just like, hey, just try it for 90 days. And that's why I've got 3.5 million followers is because people are like, well, hey, he just said try it, so I'll try it.
Scott, what did you do? Explain to me what you did, Scott. You followed which part, the carnivore diet he's got, or what? How did you do that, Scott?
Yes. So I started eating more meat, and I cut out the breads and the potatoes and just anything with carbs in them, and that's how I've done it.
Tell me something, Scott. This is for me, Mike. Wasn't you a meat, potato, and bread eater yourself growing up?
Yes, I was.
Was that not tough?
I grew up on a dirt road and gravel road just like y'all.
Was that not?
That's the way I was raised.
Was it hard to stop eating your bread and your potatoes and all? And beans? Was that hard to do, or do you just fill up on meat?
The potatoes not really hard because I would get full real quick if I ate potatoes. So I quit that and I quit eating bread. But now, when I go to Texas Roadhouse, it's really hard to not eat that bread, and I can't help that. But I'm trying to stop it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're allowed to cheat a little bit every once in a while. Are you penalized if you eat a piece of bread?
Well, I mean, it's going to slow down your progress a little bit, right?
Right.
And then for the rest of that day, you've eaten too many carbohydrates. You're going to be kind of out of whack. But by the next morning, you're going to be back in the saddle. But for many people, bread is habit forming. It's almost addictive. Right, and so if they eat one roll at Texas Roadhouse, then when they get back home, they're back eating the junk again. They can't help it. It's almost like a drug addict falling off the wagon.
I got you. Well, Scott,
I cut out all my sweets too. I
Good
love
man.
a hot fudge sundae.
Good
I haven't
man.
had one in 2 months.
Good
you
man.
feel better?
I feel a lot better.
Did you have any high blood before you started? Or any ailments that you've noticed that's getting better now?
Well, I haven't. I do take a blood pressure pill, but I haven't checked it in probably a week or so.
Right. Well, you've only been on it a short amount of time. I want you to stay in touch with me, Scott. You know who I am for the shop. Stay in touch with me because, I think I'm going to buy a bunch of hamburger meat, and I'm going to start because, I think I can put it because I like my chili without beans. I know y'all shoot me. I like chili with no beans, so there's another alternative. I like hamburgers. I like them. I like meat anyway. I'm a meat eater, Scott. I like meat.
Yeah, I am too. Yep.
All right, brother. I appreciate you calling in, man. Maybe some other people call in can give us some more stuff. That's pretty good. That's the same guy I was talking about.
Yeah. Now, I want to tell everybody, you don't have to be a carnivore. Right. You can do ketogenic diet. I've got hundreds of videos about how to do that. Basically, that's half your plate covered with fatty meat or eggs with the yolk, and half your plate covered with low carbohydrate vegetables. And there's a list. I got a YouTube video called The 7 Best Low Carb Vegetables, and you can eat those, and then a few nuts and a few berries. That's keto, right?
Put the number back up there again, Kevin.
You'll lose weight on that and reverse your type 2 diabetes on that.
I see that, but I'm talking just for me. Put the phone number up because I think somebody might want to call. Okay, there you go. I like meat.
Yeah.
I grew up in a household where when my dad got home from work, there was supper on the table. There was always a meat, and there was always potatoes, and there was always bread. I think your habit part of bread, but I don't feel like I'm getting a meal if I don't get my bread. You know, I like to eat my breakfast with sausage and eggs and bacon. I like a bowl. Sometimes I get some sausage and bacon, and I look at them, they're going to think I'm bad eating all of them together, but I like it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So there's nothing wrong with at home, you know, on the weekends is eating bacon, eggs, and sausage, no bread. Just train yourself, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, Doris, somebody asked what Dr. Berry's opinion is on the GLP-1 shots to lose weight.
Yeah, this is Ozempic, this is Wegovy, this is Mounjaro, and there's a couple others, but those are the most popular. These things absolutely work. They've been one version of it's been on the market for over 10 years. We used to use it only for type 2 diabetes, but the drug companies kept noticing that when people were using it, they were also losing weight, and they're like, hey, we can make a lot more money off that than we can type 2 diabetes. And so I think it's fine, especially if somebody's severely obese, just got to lose 100, 200 pounds, to go on a low dose of Ozempic or Wegovy, short term, 3 to 6 months, while you're fixing your diet. It's almost like a little head start or a get out of jail free, right? Because that's going to help turn off your appetite, and then that's going to give you a few months to clean out the pantry, clean out the fridge, get all the junk out, watch my videos, learn how to eat keto or learn how to eat carnivore. And then, because I think that the high dose of these drugs that you take for years and years of Ozempic, that's going to cause bad problems.
I'm going to say I'd rather just change my bait. I got someone on the line here. You got them passed through. Hello, welcome to the Mike Weatherford Show. I'm sure you got a question for the doc sitting here.
Hey.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing fine. You got a question for the doc?
I sure do.
Let him have it.
Well, I was just wondering about, like, the meat, the carnivore diet.
Yes.
How do you keep from getting burnt out on it? Because, like, this morning I had, like, 2 eggs and 3 pieces of bacon.
Yep.
Tomorrow morning I don't want it. You know what I mean? It's like I can do it every other day.
Yeah.
But I just get so burnt out on eating meat. And then tonight for supper I had 2 hamburger steaks. I did make an onion on it, and that was it.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, you just get so burnt out.
And so that's a fear a lot of people have, Mike, is that I'll get tired, I'll get bored eating meat. But the vast majority of people, once they start to realize the health benefits, once they start seeing the scale move and they go to their doctor and their A1Cs come down, their blood pressure's coming down, they feel better, the brain fog's lifting, they got more energy. Most people are like, I don't mind being bored. But what most people find is when you get truly hungry, you're always hungry for meat. You might think you're going to get tired of it. You might think you're going to get bored with it, but most carnivores, that never happens. I could literally eat ground beef and eggs scrambled in it every single day for the rest of my life. Because
Tracy, he also said it, hot dogs. I found out hot dogs.
Yep.
I found out bologna.
Different meat. Sometimes I get tired of it. And you talk about, like, bacon all the time. What about other pork, like pork chops or pork tenderloins?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I actually talk about bacon for a very specific reason. It has a 1-to-1 fat to protein ratio, but so does pork belly and so does hog jowl. Yeah. So any 3 of those. And if you can find a pork chop that they didn't trim the fat off of, any pork is fine. And I think most people do better with beef and feel better with beef and have more energy with beef. But pork is fine. If you need a break from the beef, pork is fine, but you want to make sure that the fat is still there. And
you're after the fat.
Yeah, you're after the fat and the protein in combination. And so if you get tired of that, Teresa, right?
Yeah. Tracy,
you can have chicken legs, but make sure and keep the skin on and the bone in. And you can have chicken legs and chicken thighs. Just cook. You can fry them, and you just fry them in lard. You do not have to bread them to fry them.
Well, I mean, I don't like dark chicken meat. I mean, is chicken breast, is that still okay?
I mean, if you want to eat chicken breast, I guess so, but we can't be friends.
No, you got to eat the thigh and the leg.
We've been trained to think breast is best and breast is most delicious. Breast is the driest.
Yeah.
It's like eating chalk. I think you think you don't like chicken thighs, but you need to cook them in lard and try them again.
They are.
yogurt? Yogurt still.
So if it's full-fat yogurt with no added sugar, it's fine on occasion. But you never want skim milk or 1% yogurt, and you never want any sugar added.
Okay. Well, alrighty. And protein shake?
So meat is the ultimate source of protein. Why would you want to waste your money and your family's money on a protein shake?
Well, but mainly for me, it's the convenience of it. Sometimes, you don't have time to just go in there and cook all day or all night. It's easier to drink a protein shake with 30 grams of protein.
Yeah, and then what else has got in it? And the problem with protein shakes is they're ultra-processed, right? And so most of them are whey. Some of them are beef isolate. Some of them are egg. But I would much rather you just go in the kitchen and all at once and boil 2 or 3 dozen eggs and cook 2 or 3 pounds of bacon and put that in Ziploc bags in the fridge. And then if you're running behind, grab some eggs and grab some bacon, or grab some hamburger patties
Boiled
that you
eggs.
cooked up. Yeah, 100%.
God mighty, that's good.
But protein shakes are okay, but they've been so health washed. People think, protein shake, that's the answer. No. Occasionally it's fine if you just literally don't have but 30 seconds before you run out the door, but I would not make it a habit of wasting your money on protein shakes. Meat, that's protein. Eggs, that's protein.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
And keep us up to date, Tracy, on how it goes.
Okay, I'll see you at the TFA meeting.
Ah, beautiful. Okay. See you there.
Thanks. Keep it up. Thanks for Tracy for calling in. Thanks. All right, folks, we got some time. 731-924-9998. Don't type it out. Call in. The question means more when you hear a voice. I know people is used to me calling your questions out, and I can do that, but it's better if you call in. You get to talk to him and hear right from the horse's mouth. You're opening up more by boiled eggs, bologna, fried. Who don't like fried bologna?
Right.
And you open up with boiled eggs.
Sure.
Eggs can be cooked in numerous ways.
100 ways.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you got bacon, country ham.
Absolutely.
Because there ain't nothing like. I know it's gonna probably mess it all up. Red eye gravy.
Yep.
That's good stuff, but you can't eat with bread. I know that.
That's right. But you can put it on your meat.
Yeah.
Or your eggs.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
But ham and the fat on ham, everybody's been taught to cut it off and throw it away. I never have. I might not eat the whole thing, but I put it in my mouth sometimes, just chew around on it. I said, and it's sad, but I felt guilty. I'm 62 now. I don't have no heart disease that I'm aware of, and I throw it out because, man, I don't want to get. I've been brainwashed.
Sure, we all have. Yeah.
But I'm glad to know that bologna, hot dogs. Look, folks, it's not going to be boring. Look, you stop me where I'm wrong. We got hot dogs. We got bologna. We can cook a chicken. We can cook beef. We can cook pork chop with fat in and a bone on. There's nothing better. And to me, all meat got to have a bone. Ribs are good.
100%.
What the hell? I mean, how could you not?
You're not going to get bored with it. I promise. A lot of people worry about that.
Yeah.
But it just never happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's so much difference you can change it. Now with the price of steak, we can go back to hamburger meat. Go down here. Now that's mixed. 80, 90, 75, 30. What is the mix? That's fat.
I try to get 70-30.
Right. It's got more fat in it.
That's right. And if you can't find that, then get 80-20, 75-25 or 80-20.
But it's pure ground beef.
Don't get 90-10.
Right.
Don't ever do that.
Right.
That's not. And usually it costs more, and it's not worth the money. No. Ask your butcher and tell them, I want 70-30.
What about chuck?
They'll do that at Trollinger's. You just have to ask them. Yeah, ground chuck is fine.
Anything.
Any ground beef is fine.
Okay, here's the key question. I'm a big hunter.
Yeah.
What about deer meat?
Yeah, it's fine. Now,
it's lean.
Venison's very lean, so you're going to wrap it in bacon and cook it in bacon grease.
Right. Buffalo?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
elk.
It's all the wild game is going to be lean.
Right.
So you're going to add some beef fat or some pork fat to it, and
they do that when you make your meat they make burger out of deer meat. They add beef fat to it.
Sure.
And I've had people over here say, "Well, you're running that. Your idea to eat that lean meat, and you're putting beef fat." Well, I don't want to call it a lie. It's been mistruth.
It's not true. It's absolutely false.
Right.
And so, and then also, all you hunters out there, stop leaving the liver and the heart in the field.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually bring that, and your butcher, your meat guy, Trollingers, they will blend that into your ground beef. And now you've got paleo beef. It's literally a superfood.
Oh, yeah.
If you grind up the heart, you cannot taste the liver in it. If you do 2 pounds of beef, half pound of liver, half pound of heart, and grind that, it just tastes like a hamburger. And that's a literal superfood. It has every vitamin and mineral you need in it.
Great. Somebody asked if pickled foods are a good diet.
So fermented foods, a lot of people have been taught and have mislearned that fermentation does something magic to foods. When you start looking at the anthropology of it, the reason our ancestors fermented foods is to make them less inflammatory.
Yeah.
Okay? So the cabbage, the kimchi, the pickles, the dairy, the reason they fermented it was because if they eat it unfermented, it caused inflammation. But if they fermented it, it actually lowers the sugar amount, and it bends the proteins in the food, and it makes it less inflammatory. I'll give you an example. In Asia, 20, 30, even 20 years ago, nobody would just eat soybean stuff like we do here. They would not touch it if it hadn't been fermented. Like literally any of the little Chinese or Japanese grandmothers, if you were going to eat some soy and it hadn't been fermented, they would slap you. Like, what's wrong with you? Don't eat that. Mm-hmm. They knew better than that. You don't eat just raw soybeans or just ground up soybeans. That's not good for you. You ferment it, and that makes it way less bad. All the grandmothers knew that in Asia, but now in America we just chase trends and fads. That's all we know.
That's all.
Oh, tofu, edamame.
You got to have your picture made with a certain place eating a certain thing. It's all about. Bill asked about intermediate fasting. Is it beneficial to your health?
Yeah. So everybody listening, they fast every day, and they didn't even know it. When you're asleep, you're not eating. You fast for 8 hours every day. So intermittent fasting is when you increase the length of time that you don't eat. So you're already fasting 8 hours every night. Right. But what if you don't eat so you fast? When do you normally break your fast? What time do you eat your one meal?
12
at noon. Okay, so you're doing a 16-hour fast every day.
Let me say
that's
one
why
thing.
That's why you're as less unhealthy as you are.
Let me tell you something. My doctor, an old doctor, told me one time, and I've been wanting to ask this. It come up to where I can ask you. Every time we leave, we talk, I forget to ask this. He said you've got to empty your stomach to make your heart healthy.
Yeah, sort of. He's effectively right.
Yeah.
Yes. And
he said it's good to empty that stomach.
The worst possible way of eating is to eat 3 meals a day with snacks in between. And guess what the big food manufacturers have trained us to do?
Yeah.
Eat 3 meals a day with a dessert after every meal and snacks in between. If the kids go out and play baseball, t-ball, or soccer for 20 minutes, we've got to give them some orange slices or banana, like they're going to drop dead.
Yeah.
Me and you, when we were kids, we go outside.
Water hose.
That's right. You drank out of a water hose, and you didn't come back in until it was time to eat, or you get your butt whooped.
That's right.
We didn't die. We didn't need little cutie slices and little banana slices. But parents they don't think about this. They just go by what they see on social media or what they read in a magazine. But you should not eat 3 meals a day with snacks in between. That is the recipe for gaining weight. Turkey's fine, as long as you eat this with skin on and add some fat because it's very lean.
Somebody asked, and I'm going to answer this one for you. You've learned me something.
Okay.
And correct me where I'm wrong, because I'm usually wrong.
I won't hesitate.
It says, is peanut butter a good choice for protein? And I say yes and no, because it's
ground up peanuts.
That's right.
Now, let's be clear. Peanuts are not nuts.
Right.
They're legumes. They're in the pea family. So they're basically the same thing as a pea or a bean,
right?
Which is full of oxalates and lectins and phytates. And also, most of the peanuts you buy at the store that peanut butter is made of are covered in mold. Right. And we grew peanuts when I was a kid on the farm. And most people don't know they grow into the ground, right? They don't know that. They think they grow in a tree. Yeah. No, they grow in the dirt. Most farmers pull them up, you hang them up, let them dry.
That's right.
Nobody washes them off unless it's for your own family.
That's right.
And so they're covered in mold. Yeah. And so I would not use peanut butter as any kind of protein source. You know, the USDA now, the federal lunch program for kids, they can have peanut butter, and that's considered their protein. They don't even have to have meat or eggs now, and that's considered a protein. And ketchup's considered a vegetable. You know, not joking.
We live in the best country in the world. Capitalism is the best form of economy there is. You agree?
Yeah, but when you have...
But we've got to where we've taken to capitalism, and it's all about money. You know, I'm going to preach a minute. When you look at you get your stock returns back, you want to see a growth. So these corporations are trying to find ways to make their stockholders happy. It ain't about our quality of food, it ain't about our service, it's about that bottom line, and this is what we got.
Yeah, and so there's two problems.
Yeah.
First thing is that the fiduciary duty of the CEO of Kellogg's
to make them money
is to the shareholders.
That's right.
If the CEO of Kellogg's listened to this show, listened to Mike Weatherford, and said, "Holy crap, I'm hurting people with Lucky Charms and Frosted Flakes. I'm going to stop that immediately." The shareholders can and will sue him, and they will win because his fiduciary duty is to the shareholder, not to the customer.
That's what I was saying.
Now, that's number one. The second problem is that if you just had companies that didn't have any government involvement and they would sink or swim based on quality and all that, we'd be in a much better place. But when you've basically got big corporations and government in bed together, that's kind of like fascism in Italy. That's where the idea came from. But the government, it's just a revolving door between the FDA and USDA and Kellogg's and Kraft Heinz and Mondelez. So they're all buddies.
General
and they're
Mills.
like, hey, and so then the big food manufacturers will say, hey, we need more regulations because they know the regulations will put the little guys out of business because they can't afford to do them. But Kellogg's can do it. And so now it's a monopoly, but it's a government-supported, effective monopoly that you never get a good outcome when you mix government with free enterprise.
I'm going to say it again. If we had the medical technology that we have today with the eating habits we had in the 30s and 40s, I think our average lifespan in America would be
100%. 100%. Yeah. 100%.
They eat well. I'm going to let you go. Anybody, you can put the number up, and you can tell me if everybody else wants to call in. I'm going to do a little quick question here.
Sure.
A little
okay.
rapid fire.
Yeah.
Plumb off the season. Hunting or fishing? Ken Berry.
Eating.
Hunting or fishing?
I don't do either. I did both when I was a kid, and I would just
Which
rather.
one do you like the most?
If I was going to be shot, I'd go hunting.
Okay.
I'd go hunting.
Car or truck?
Truck.
You're a truck man.
Big black Chevy.
Chevy or Ford?
Chevy.
Ball sports or NASCAR?
Ball sports, but I'm going to play. I'm not going to watch.
Okay.
Yeah, we can go out back and play ball, but I'm not going to watch a game.
Really?
I got stuff to do.
One medical myth you wish would die?
That saturated fat's bad for you.
Okay.
Easy.
FDA, friend or foe?
Basically foe, but now with the new administration and RFK Jr., maybe slightly friendly. We'll have to wait and see.
One book everyone should, I like him, book everyone should read.
Why We Get Sick by Professor Benjamin Bickman, good friend of mine. Why We Get Sick. And then Lies My Doctor Told Me, of course.
Gotcha. One thing every parent should stop doing today.
Feeding their kids breakfast cereal and thinking that's a healthy breakfast. Please don't do that.
Okay. What scares you the most right now in the country? Anything. Now, hold on. Before you answer, let me clear your brain.
There's a lot of things.
I know. Not diets.
Okay.
I'm talking about political, anything that Ken Berry. Is it Russia, Ukraine? Is it the debt? Is it the drive home? Or is it looking at Mike Weatherford? Or what the hell is the biggest fear? Now, slow down.
Yep.
You're rapid. You got these talking points, these bullets, perfect. But slow down.
Yeah.
What does Ken Berry fear the most in this world?
So the biggest danger to our country and way of life.
No, you. What do you fear?
Oh, so I fear the biggest danger to our country and way of life.
Okay.
Which is fiat money that has been bastardized to the point where a dollar today is worth about 3 cents back in the 1930s. Anytime you destroy the quality and the honesty of the money, the honesty of the country degrades. And I think that you're seeing that, and we're all like, why is there all this crime? Why is everybody out to get everybody? Why is it out to just get what they can get? Well, because back in the 1920s and 30s, a dollar was worth $1, and you could take it to the Federal Reserve and get that in silver or gold. Now your dollar it's literally not worth the paper it's printed
You know
on.
why that happened? Rich Nixon took us off the gold standard.
Well, that was
and when that happened, you didn't have your dollars backed by gold. It's only backed by what it says across the top, which is what? Federal Reserve note.
The good faith
of the American
credits.
That's right.
And so and then the government, the federal government being involved in so many things that the Constitution absolutely does not give them permission to do. Right. And people have allowed it to the point where the federal government thinks they're the boss of all of us. And I'll just tell you right now, they're not. No. And I fear that it may come to the point where the people say, you know what? You're not the boss of us. Here in Tennessee, we are a free and independent state. Mm-hmm. We are a sovereign state.
That's right.
We have our own Constitution. We have our own rights. We are part of the Federal Republic, but we are a sovereign state, and you will not tell us what to do past a certain point. Right. I hope we never get to that line.
Well, that's
the kind of stuff I think about.
Well, you know, people argue about elections. Leave it in the states. They want to do with electoral college. Leave it to the states. If the federal government ever gets involved in our national elections, we might as well hang it up. It's gone. States run elections. Yeah. People don't understand. We don't live in a democracy. We live in a republic.
Yeah.
And people's got to understand the government has never fixed any problems. They only make problems. And if you don't believe that, go into business.
Absolutely.
Be a doctor, be an auto mechanic. I don't care if you mow yards. If you want to know how the government works, go into business and you'll see how they cause problems. You know, I deal with them every day. EPA, sure. We got to have some form of control, but they have grown so big. Department of Education, Department of Labor, Department of Energy. Ford started Department of Energy during the Russian deal. What the hell do? They've grown to a big, gigantic thing in Washington, D.C. that absolutely does nothing. EPA, they've grown because they use it politically. They attack Ken Berry and Mike if they don't like us and find out something. So what do they do to help our environment? Nothing. The best environment's outdoor people. Me, hunter, fisherman. We pick up line that somebody else has left. And it's probably somebody thinks the EPA ought to be doing this, but we pick it up, carry it home when I do. I clean up more than I am. The problem is not more government. The problem is the government. Ken, I appreciate it, Doc.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say before I let you go?
Eat your meat and lift heavy things, and you will live long and prosper and be real happy and also real sexy.
I'm already all that. I'm a trophy.
Boom.
Ask Data. You know, what kind of look is that?
Well, I need her number. I need to talk to her in private.
Get her out of that, huh? Hey, milk. I'm a milk drinker. Is that dangerous? I know you say I don't need it, but I'm not like...
Milk is for babies.
I'm a baby.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I love my milk. I drink over a gallon a week.
Yeah.
Is it hurting me?
Yes.
What's it doing?
It's too much sugar, and it's
damn, I love sugar. So you mean to tell me that when I drink a glass of milk when I eat my steak, seriously, this is Mike's meal. I go out there and I get me a big top of the line T-bone steak, and I cook Dana and I put it on my charcoal grill. Mm-hmm. Not gas. Gas ruins it. You may argue me, but no, I don't. I like wood fire at my camp. In my hunting lodge, we cook over open fire with wood. We got oak wood. In my house, I use charcoal. Cook me a big steak, and sometimes I'll cook a baked potato. But she can tell you, sometimes I just want my meat, and I want it, and I take me a glass of sweet milk, which is milk. You know, sweet milk means it's not buttermilk in the South.
Right, that's right.
And I eat it.
Yeah.
You know, you blow people's mind. Am I killing myself?
Well, not quickly. It's not like it's an acute poison, but the main purpose of milk is to make babies grow and gain weight as quickly as possible.
So what should I drink?
Water. What we drank for thousands of years.
I drink water. Look what I'm drinking right now. What am I drinking? Pepsi.
Water.
Pepsi.
Yeah, unsweet tea, black coffee, all that stuff's fine. Sparkling water, still water.
What is wrong with pure cane sugar? It's a natural food. I'm not talking about the white kind that's been processed. I'm talking about raw sugar. It's a natural.
Yeah.
What is so the human body is not designed to eat it.
No. So sugar in the wild, you cannot get it concentrated like we can get it in modern society.
Right.
Have you ever chewed on sugar cane?
Yes.
Yeah. You can chew on sugar cane every day, Mike. I don't care at all. You have permission to do that. You can chew 5 pounds of sugar cane a day. But you've done it. You're like, I would not do that.
No, that's nasty.
No fun at all.
No.
Yeah, right. That's the kind of sugar we used to have access to. Same for sugar beets. Same for the corn that high fructose corn syrup comes from. This is dent corn. It's not even really edible that they make high fructose corn syrup.
That's the damnest thing. High fructose corn syrup. It's used in everything we eat. And it's not because it's healthy. They try to tell us
it's cheap. It's cheap for them. It's virtually free because corn is a commodity that's subsidized again by the federal government, and then they effectively get it for free to make all the high fructose corn syrup and the ethanol gasoline that's also completely worthless.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We said Mayor corn's pig food. It is, but it's a big part of our economy. I like corn. I like the taste of corn.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
Yeah, I like the taste of it.
Yeah, a lot of people like the taste of hot fudge sundae, but that doesn't mean it's good for you.
I'm not much into that.
I got you, but you're into corn and drinking lots of milk.
I drink milk.
Those two things.
If I go on this carnivore diet, when I start eating my bologna fried or my bologna raw, and I get cheese. Now that American sliced cheese that you buy, Kraft, it's made out of oil. It's not got no milk or anything.
Then why do you buy it?
I'm just telling you it is.
Yeah, I know that.
So what kind of cheese are you buying?
I buy cheese. Usually I get it from the deli and have them slice it.
Gotcha. Okay, Swiss. I like Swiss.
It needs to say just the one word, cheese.
Okay.
If it says cheese food or cheese product, it's only 51% cheese.
Right, the rest of it's oil.
That's right, oil and sawdust.
That's all.
That's exactly not joking. You can look.
You're right. If it says that on it, it can cover numerous ways. They're going to find the cheapest, which is sawdust.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I go to steaks and bologna and all that kind of stuff, and I drink a glass of milk with it, I'm running no sale.
And then unsweet tea. You're going to switch to unsweet tea.
Okay. If I drink my glass of milk, I might as well just quit.
No. You're still getting benefits. You just won't get as much benefit because the milk is full of lactose, which is milk sugar, which raises your blood sugar and raises your insulin. It's going to slow down your weight loss.
Yeah, I think I've done pretty well in my health. I'm not in bad shape. At one time, I was solid as a rock. I'm old. I'm an old man, but I still got.
But you're not too old, are you? You're not too old.
No, I'm not real old.
Right, exactly.
No, I still like this.
You're not ready to get in the box and lay down.
Hell to the no.
Right. You got
I'm
stuff
going to pick
to
the box up and tote it.
That's right. So in order to keep doing that for the next 20, 30 years, you're going to have to tighten up the diet a little bit.
Now, I don't know if I want to live 30 years.
Oh, come on.
Hell, what time I'm going to do at 90?
Anything you big enough to do. That's what you're going to do.
90-year-old? Can
like
you imagine?
Yes.
Who in the hell wants to live to be 90?
If nothing else,
I won't
just for
know none of my
bragging
friends. I'm going to tell you I do got to let you go. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Years and years and years ago, I was in a restaurant eating my meat and three, and I picked up the Tennessean, their commercial appeal. I don't know which one it was, but I read it. And it started out like this. You'll appreciate this, Ken. This man said, this journalist said, I went to interview this man that was 104 years old. And I thought, how wonderful. I'm going to hear a great story of a man 104 years old. He said it didn't turn out that way. I walked in, started talking to the man, and, why did the Lord bless you? He said, I'm not blessed. He said, my wife's been dead 50 years. I buried my children. I buried some of my grandchildren. All my friends are gone. I know nobody. He said, so no, living to be 104 is not a blessing. Think about that.
Yeah, makes sense.
It does make sense. Ken, I appreciate it. Can I shake your hand?
My pleasure.
All right, brother.
Yes, sir.
We'll do it again. We got part
absolutely.
3.
Yeah, anytime.
We got part 3 coming up. All right, folks, there you go. Dr. Ken Berry, here's his books, Kicking Ass After 50, Lies to My Doctor Told Me, Common Sense Labs. Look, he had told you to call him and challenge him on the phone. You had a chance. You didn't do it, so I'm sorry. DrKenberry.com. Tell us about all this, Ken. I'll let you lead it out here until we get to my part. Go ahead.
So I do want to talk about the American Diabetes Society, which I founded with a group of doctors. Could we pull that up on the screen so people can see that? Okay, so you can actually reverse your type 2 diabetes and not have it anymore by eating a proper human diet. So this is the AmericanDiabetesSociety.org. We founded this. And if you'll click on Diabetes Care, I think, and then there's recipes. And if you eat these recipes, your A1C will go down. Your blood sugar will go down. And if you eat these recipes consistently enough for long enough.
Oh, you got a donut there.
Yeah, read the ingredients.
I did.
Okay,
I'm making everybody want to look.
It's all about the ingredients, but you will reverse your type 2 diabetes.
What is that?
And you won't have it anymore.
What is that bread?
Oh, he's getting excited. Keto croissants. So these are very fancy recipes. There's also very just normal
What's
recipes.
in that, Doc?
You click and view the recipe. It
Do
tells
you know?
Exactly. I don't know exactly. I don't have it memorized.
Gotcha.
But there's all these delicious
Where's my cornbread?
things. That's not cornbread. That's
cheeseburger pie.
or
I got
shepherd's
you.
pie.
Look like cornbread, maybe.
And so all these things will make your diabetes better, not worse. But if you go to the American Diabetes Association and you use their recipes, it'll make your diabetes worse. It'll make your blood sugar go up.
Really?
Yeah. Because they get millions of dollars a year in air quotes donations from the big pharma manufacturers. So they want you to have type 2 for the rest of your life. They try to teach you that it's progressive.
But not only would it help diabetes, it helps your whole health.
100%. Yeah.
What is that right there we got?
Duck fat ranch dressing. Dude, it's so good.
Oh man.
My God. Yes.
Hold on, back up just a minute there, whoever's rolling that back there. What is that on the right there?
Carnivore meatballs.
Oh, hell, okay.
Yeah. So if you're bored,
I like meatballs.
there you go. You can have meatballs tonight.
That looks good, that English muffin.
100%, yeah.
And
But you read the ingredients. And so some of these things require a lot of
What
prep.
is it made out of, dog hair? You said read the ingredients, Mike.
Some of the recipes are super simple. Some require some, finesse in the kitchen.
Now, hold on, back down there. Easy protein powder cheese buns.
Yeah.
Now, that looks good.
Uh-huh.
Them right there in a glass of milk, no fat boy be in heaven. Go right ahead.
You got to slide the milk.
I got it, slide. Look at our carnivore breakfast burger with egg bun.
Yes.
That looks good.
Absolutely. It's delicious.
That does look good.
Yeah, I've had that.
All
It's
on the
delicious.
right, that's food. That stuff right there, I don't want.
Meat and cheese?
Yeah, I don't.
You
care
don't like
about it.
meat and cheese?
I like it. I eat cheese and
Now
crackers.
that carnivore beef stew, that
looks good.
That is it. So.
Damn, man, that's a good eating right there. I didn't know you could eat healthy and still like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now that's beef Wellington. That's a hard one. Don't start with that.
Nah, I don't think
Go
I
back
want
up just a little bit. Go back. See that waffle? You can make waffles and buns and bread.
But that ain't a damn waffle. What's that made out of? Do you know?
Well, click on the view recipe and let's look at it.
All right, let's just see.
Okay. So they're probably using protein powder, but I'm not sure. Go scroll down to the ingredient. There we go, right there. 5 ingredients or less. Now go down. There's the ingredients right there. So shredded cheddar cheese and eggs. That's it.
What's that say?
Eggs and cheese.
Huh.
Yeah, you can make. They're called chaffles because they're made of cheese and eggs, and they look like a waffle. They feel like a waffle. They taste like a waffle.
You know what kind of? Can you know?
Why now? Who said can you put syrup on?
God talking.
Are you a child?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
You know
put
what makes
damn
me
cereal
mad
on
is
them.
that.
Syrup?
Thank
What's
you.
wrong
You
with
finally
you?
said a word. Let me ask you a question, Doc.
Syrup.
Yeah, that's right. Let me ask you a question. If this is the craziest thing. Why I haven't said this, I've been holding it, but I got to say this. Why would anybody make a veggie burger and say it tastes just like beef? Eat the damn beef.
It's an abomination.
How's that even possible?
It's a sin against humanity and the Creator to pretend that a veggie burger tastes as good as beef.
What's wrong?
I've tried every veggie burger they've ever made.
Ain't none of it.
For research purposes, so I can know.
Right.
I'm talking about back when they were bean burgers, back in the 90s.
That was awful.
They're terrible. These are just as terrible. These are the veggie burgers. What is it? Impossible
Burger King. One of them makes it supposed to be taste just like beef. Well, eat beef.
It's made in a factory. From bacteria shit
and chemical.
I'm not joking.
Yeah,
They literally have huge vats of bacteria that poop out the stuff that makes
it's like alcohol.
Burger.
That's how you make liquor.
100%. Yeah. There's nothing natural about it, and it's also not good for you and not healthy.
But you see my point. Not being a doctor or educated like you are, I say if you want a beef hamburger, just get you a damn hamburger.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Doc?
Well, some people eat a plant-based diet for ethical and moral reasons.
I understand it.
If that's your reason, I respect
with
it.
you too.
But when you tell other people that it's the healthiest way to eat, that's a lie.
I got a
You
problem.
can't be telling that. You can say I do it for the animals. Great. God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless your
Well,
heart.
I help the animals.
But if you're trying to trick people into saying, "Oh, plant-based is the healthiest," no, that's bull crap.
Well, I just want to say this right here. If you want to eat some grass, eat it. Don't say it tastes like ham or it tastes like.
Why you got to make it look like hamburger?
That's right.
Why?
Just eat it.
Why you got to do that?
I guess because they can sell
you
it.
can trick people.
That's right. You understand? I don't get it. That when I seen that, I looked at that, and in my mind works. You noticed I'm thinking a little different, maybe.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. And I looked at that and I said, well, just eat a damn hamburger.
Yeah. Just eat the hamburger.
If you want it to taste like. All right. But there's some of that stuff might be good. But I don't like diets. I don't like fads. I don't like none of that crazy stuff. But when I started hearing about these meat eaters, I've got a good friend of mine, Steven. He lost a lot of weight eating that, and I thought he's crazy. I thought he's got a damn shot. But he says his meat. A guy rents a building for me, commercial building. He says he lost weight, and I'm on that meat diet. Now, we don't call it carnivore. It's meat diet. You know what it means.
Sure.
And I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, what are you taking? I'm just eating meat. And I said, I've always eaten that. But, I always heard it was bad, and I felt guilty because I enjoyed me a big steak and the meat and all that fat, and a piece of good country ham. I felt I'm killing myself, but it tasted good. Hell, I shouldn't have fought my mom and dad. I should have done what they done.
You should have done what they done. Absolutely.
It's unreal, ain't it?
Yep.
Wow. Okay, folks, there you go. I've been talking with Dr. Berry. We come to the conclusion that what our grandparents and what our forefathers ate was probably right. We're living longer now because they got chemicals that they put into you. But the quality of life would be better if we had the same medicals that we've got now, but we had the same diets as our grandparents and our forefathers had. We'd probably live as long as Methuselah did, 700 years, which I don't want to. I don't want to go that old, but hey, it's something to think about. Find him on Facebook. Find all that stuff we was talking about. Tune in to him, guy. He's right here. And there it is right there. All these places you can go find him. Check him out. Find out about it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try my best to start this carnivore diet. I'm going to have to talk to him off the air and probably text him a couple times to find where I can go with this, because I do like my sweet tea. I like my milk, and I like my Pepsi Cola. I like that stuff. I got to find a happy medium, and I got to find it. But Mike, when you're doing this, you're only getting 80%. It's kind of like cars. I was thinking he'd change oil at 3,000, but the manufacturer says 5,000. So anyway, I'll let you know what's going on, but find out about this. He's got something going. The man's been in here twice, and he's kind of like a I would call a pinball machine. He gets in the corner and takes on all comers. Hey, don't forget, next week, Tuesday, August the 5th, 7 p.m., I got cloud control. Are we engineering the weather? Sean Burkhart's going to be here. He's a local weather guy. It's on Facebook. Y'all know Sean. He keeps up with everything. Very, very smart young guy. I honestly think we are. And I've been saying it for years. People laugh at me. They call me crazy. Mike, it's because the planes are flying at a certain altitude, and this is happening, that's happening. All I know is when I was a kid, and you watched an airplane go over, that little trail behind it, whatever you want to call it, was only about half as long as the plane. Now it's miles long. Now it turns into clouds. It's right above your head, folks. Pay attention. You'll see what I'm talking about, unless you're young and you didn't see it back in the old days. So tune in next week. Same time, same place. Sean Barkar's going to be here. We're going to be talking about it. Don't forget, Sportscast Live with Jeremy Buckaloo. That's coming up Sunday, 7:30 p.m. He's got Brian Reeves in here. We're going behind the mic and calling action. It's going to be a great show. Don't forget, tune in and take care of it. Don't forget Tennessee Informer. Mandama Model is Nashville, the next target. Tune in. That's coming up Thursday, July the 31st, 7 p.m. right on YouTube. You got to go find him. It's good. You'll like what he's got on his show. Folks, I want to thank and congratulate Teresa Prince. She won 2 tickets to Venture River, courtesy of my friend Ricky Price at Pepsi Mid-America. Ricky does a lot for us. He's one of the great guys, one of the great ones, and I want to tell him how much I appreciate him. I want to thank you, the viewer. Hey, do me a favor, share us, follow us, tell your friends about us. Hey, we're out there. We're going to be the go-to place for all the things we all want to know about right here on the Mike Weatherford Show. I want to thank my sponsors. Without them guys, I couldn't do what I do because it costs. If Ken's mic wouldn't turn off, he could tell you there's a lot going on in this studio if you've ever been up here. It's just not a flip-up little old laptop in front of me like I should be doing. I've got a whole crew in the back that does this, and there's a lot of going on. So tell my sponsors when you see how much you appreciate them helping us bring the Mike Weatherford Show to you. I want to thank my crew in the back, Kevin Keel, the producer, Scott Norwood, Billy Busey, and Dana Allen. I'm going to thank them because they're the one that does all the work. You know, all I do is sit up here and talk. Hey, like I said, tune in next week, same time, same place. Help me, Doc. And like I always say, don't be
dumb.
Late.
Oh, don't be late.
Don't be dumb. That's a good one. I may add that to it.
That's what my granddaddy always told me. Don't be dumb, boy.
See you next time.
The Mike Weatherford Show is recorded live in the Brewer Street Mafia studios, downtown Paris. A KEHLMEDIA Brewer Street Mafia production.